Okay, here's problem number 3. Um, here's very much simple. All you got to do, I'm gonna do it in 2 ways. The simple way and a much more simple way. Well, the first way of doing it is for beginners, like someone who's doing this kind of a thing for the first time, who's just used to the first kinds of problems that I already showed. Here we're just gonna take our brackets now. You remember that this thing is to the power 3, right? So it's just gonna be 2a plus 3b. Let's create another bracket. Gonna be 2a plus 3b. These are to the power of 1. This multiplied by this multiplied by this, we just have to add these powers. It's gonna be 1 plus 1 equals 2 to the power of 2, which is not adding up to 3, so you have to create another bracket. 2a plus 3b. Now we have all 3 brackets. Just regard this, whatever it is that is in brackets here, uyithathe ngokuthi u-x, for example, nje this thing, yabo. So it's gonna be u-x no x no x must multiply by 3 according to the previous videos. Just gonna be x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1. When you multiply all of them together, it's just gonna be 1 plus 1 plus 1. It gives us 3, to the power of 3, right? Yeah. From there, you just have to expand, of which we just say this multiplied by that, it's gonna be 4a squared, plus this multiplied by that, just gonna be 6ab, and then we're gonna say this multiplied by that, still 6ab, right? This multiplied by that, yeah, plus what is this multiplied by that? That's 9. 3 times 3 is 9, right? It's gonna be 9b squared. Then we put this whole thing in brackets, right? So that we can multiply it by our last bracket here. It's gonna be 2a plus 3b, right? Stay with me. From there on, we're gonna take the like terms here. These two are relatives, so you have to add them. This one doesn't have a relative so far, so we're gonna drop it as it is. Then we're gonna have 12ab, right? Now this also doesn't have a relative, so it's just gonna be 9ab squared. Then we have got 2a plus 3b. Yeah, 2a plus 3b, that we drop it as it is. Now we're gonna have to multiply these two brackets out. We're gonna have 8a squared plus 12. This times this is 8, this times that is 8a squared b. Now we come to this term is also gonna multiply that bracket out on its own. So we're gonna have 12 times 2, that's 24, right? It's gonna be 24a squared, b. A times a is b. A times a is a squared, then b multiplied by 1, that's b. Then we're gonna have 36 ab coming from What is 12? 12 multiplied by 3, right? It's going to be 36. AB squared. B times B is B squared, right? From there, we come into this one now. This one is also going to multiply these two terms out. These two here. We're going to say plus 9 times 2 is 18, right? A, 19A. 18. Wait, let me just verify. What did I do? It's gonna be, wait, hold on. I made an error here. There's no A here, ne? Yeah. So it's gonna be 19 E B squared, right? You understand? Yeah. And then what you're gonna do is to go from here now. This multiplied by that. This multiplied by that is 27. 27. 9 times 3 is 27, right? B times B. B squared times B is B cubed. You understand, ne? Yeah. Now we're doing the same old story of looking for the like terms, ne? So our like terms are gonna be like wait, I made another error here now. This multiplied by that, that's A cubed actually. Yeah, you understand? It's so easy to make mistakes when it comes to these types of problems. Algebra can be error sum. Yeah, then we take this, the relatives, ne? Let's look at the relatives. These two are the same. A squared, B squared, that's 36 when you add them together, ne? 36 A squared B. And then from there on, we are gonna go on and say this plus that, these two are the same. A B squared, you see, that's 36 plus 18, that's 54. A B squared plus 27 B cubed. This one doesn't have a relative, ne? I'm gonna slow below. Then we are done with our problem. Now if you want to test it, we can just go ahead and say, let's substitute A, wherever we see A, ne? Simbeke U1 on the left hand side, simbeke U B, and simbeke U2. So we can just take that problem, the original problem, ne? And in your calculator, wherever you see A beku 1, ne? Wherever you see B ubeke u2, wherever, then place that drill up here, then put this whole thing on your calculator. You're gonna get 512, ne? For that. Now it is equal to this whole thing. Now this whole thing here, if you substitute A wherever you see A, ne? On the right hand side, yeah, this side, ne? This whole thing, over 1, now go B, over 2, you're gonna get 512, which shows that our problem is correct, ne? I'll create part 2 of the video of the problem 3, ne? Whereby I use binomials instead of actually, you know what, I don't have to create part 2 of it, but I'll see if my recording allows me. Then I'll go up to, yeah, okay, let me just create a simple part 2 here, because maybe my memory will allow me to, my phone memory, yeah, because I'm using a cell phone. You can just make this simple by saying 2a plus 3b, ne? Sithi u2a plus 3b, sibeke u2 laphayana instead, ne? So this way, if we regard this whole thing here as x, for example, then this whole thing also has x. Then now you do x to the power of 1. Then this multiplied by that which is this total x, ne? Which is this gonna be this whole thing. 1 plus 2 still gives us that same thing, ne? Which means this is still equal to that, right? But now, to make it simple, ne, we're just gonna go ahead and say this. It's called binomial expansion. Get into lengizoyenza. U2 sithatha le number leyokuqala le, ne, this one. So to the power of whatever it is, of 2 there, actually, yeah, of 2. U2 squared ubani. This whole thing squared. It gives us bani 4a squared, ne? Start lento lena futhi. Multiply, say 2 times 2a times 3b times positive 3b. If it was negative, we're gonna say times negative 3b. So 2 times 2, that's 6, ne? Times 3, that's 12. It, yeah. And then obviously it is still 2 times 2ab. That's gonna be 2ab actually here. And then we do the same thing here. 3b, that's 9. 3b started lento lenayo sithi 3b squared manje, it. So that's gonna be 9b squared. That's 3b all squared, ne? Yeah. So lazy isimacaleni, we just go on and say squared kuzo, ne? But in the middle we go on and say 2 as it is times that. It gives us this. I'm going to try to the number yafana exactly. This whole thing here is the same thing as that, ne? Meaning which is just the same thing. We just go on. In the next step, we're gonna get this step here and that step. We didn't have to do 3 brackets. We didn't have to do this step. We just went on to directly to this step. And then, yeah, it's gonna give you the same thing and then test it out. Then you win. See how we namanje say pass, ne? Yeah. It's called binomial. They're gonna teach you soon. Yeah.